Hey everyone, it's Chronic Blaze here and welcome back to another video. You know, I think it's time for an update. In 2020, I made a video called Top 10 Best Videos on my channel, but let's face it, all of my best videos, or basically all of my best videos, happened after that. So we're gonna take a really quick look at what my actual top 10 best videos are. The rules, we're gonna keep them the same as 2020. For this video, we're allowing all Chronic Blaze, Blaze Plays Music, MTX Gaming, Electronics in My Garage. You know what? Sure, we'll count it. There's one video on there and it didn't make the list, but you know what? Whatever, we'll count it. And yeah, I just forgot how many channels I had. I think that's all. We're not going to count Blaze clips because let's face it, those shouldn't really count. We're also not going to count questionable NHL episodes that aren't highlights. We're not going to count live stream rewinds, update videos, anything like that. Though let's put it this way, maybe other than questionable NHL, none of these would really be on that list. That includes Platstock too. We won't be including Platstock in this list. But with that all out of the way, let's get into the list. You know the drill by now. I lied. Before we get into it, we have a lot of honorable mentions, which I'll put in two categories. The ones that are your standard honorable mentions and then the very notable ones. Also known as all of these just barely missed the cut for the top 10. Starting with the general honorable mentions, The Hard Way gets on the list for sure. It was my best video for basically all of 2016, and it's hilarious to watch. But the problem is there's basically no video editing at all because I had no clue what the words video and editor meant in 2016. That alone stops it from being higher on the list. When I did this in 2020, it also didn't rank on the list, but I believe it was an honorable mention back then. Not really surprised as to why. Along the lines of that, quit blowing me up. Unfortunately, this is where my 2020 list evaporates to nothing as we find the best video on my channel for a year and a half and the third ranked video in 2020 as nothing more than an honorable mention. Don't get me wrong, this video is great. I literally had Rocket League for a week or two when I made it. But again, I didn't know what a video editor was. It's filled with technical issues. My voice was extremely high pitched, but my God, this game with Ninboom, the overtime, it was like we scripted it. I swear we didn't script it, okay? This video actually happened. It was not scripted. There's just something really special about this relic footage of me playing Rocket League. And let's be real, if the top 10 worst videos on my channel taught me something, it's that this is probably the only good video of 2017. Also downgrade from 2020, the 4 years on YouTube special. As my first true montage, we do not count one too many. It's pretty good. The problem is, as you'll see, I've made better montages since. Way better montages. Not really much to say here. I'll loop the 100 subscriber special in here as well. These are both great videos and really similar, but unlike 2020, these are nowhere near the top anymore. If I had to pick between the two Boomer Mode videos, I'd pick the one with MTX, but still, neither make the list. Boomer Mode with MTX is a really good video. It's super funny and honestly really fun to watch from time to time. There's a couple more private match videos to throw up in here too. All of these really get honorable mentions. This is what we do in private matches, where Turrion21 was doing random voice acting is absolutely gold. This is probably the best video we have together, which is saying something considering how many videos he's been in. There's that other good one. I believe it's called These Private Matches Were a Mistake. This was with Wildcrafters, Akimbo, and Crypto. It was really funny. Actually, on the note of Akimbo and Wildcrafters, the crown jewel of grade 10, Guess That RLCS Goal has to be on the list. Both Guess That Rank videos get honorable mentions too, so there, honorable mentions, but Guess That Goal was their magnum opus. I put so much effort into this singular video, and while it took a while, it was so worth it. Definitely a fun one to look back at. We're almost at the end of the general honorable mentions. Number 4 from 2020, which was MTX Gaming Team Montage number 2, is now an honorable mention. It's a great montage. It's just that I've made better ones, but still, this was definitely one I had to look back at to see if it belonged on the list. Welcome to the Golf Course is hilarious. While the Croatian Euroway and Congrats Calculus 3 were also fun and deserve some recognition, Welcome to the Golf Course was amazing. U-Tree style videos are always fun to make. If I find a reason to make some, I will from time to time. At least I did well on that chemistry test the next day. So I finally played Among Us is great, but honestly, only the first part of it is super standout when Nova and I were screaming at each other. I could have done more with it, and trust me, in 2022, I did. Game Street 2022 video number 5, I don't have much to say about, but it's absolutely hilarious. Thanks to Forza Pro for making it so funny. And lastly, I will throw every single montage in here except the standout ones I'm about to say. Now we get into the notable honorable mentions. Barely missing the cut, we have the 5, 7, and 8 years on YouTube specials, all of them which are truly amazing. This was my first time really editing in the case of the 5 years on YouTube special, and the 7 years on YouTube special and 8 years on YouTube special kind of followed in that footsteps. For the 10, I don't know when it's coming out, but it's the same style as these ones, so that's what you have to look forward to. Here's the way I'd put it. The 5 was innovative, the 7 built on it, the 8 was so special, and the 10 will eventually be a memory bank. The 7 had the GD level completions montage, which was pretty sick, and it also had color, which you may or may not see later. The 8 has the Borderline Forever montage, which on its own is an honorable mention. Even if it was just an end credits for the 400th video spectacular, it was such a nice touch. And I mean, it basically made the 9 years a new special thing. For the 10, I can't really talk about it much, but we'll see how it goes. The thing is, all of these are 13 because of used content. And I know I ranked the 5 so high in 2020, it's just lost notoriety of the years and makes sense after 13. Coin Battle no brick blocks, but it's the raw footage is diabolical. I said in 2020 this was the most fun I've ever had making a video, and it's still up there. We lost our minds. At the end of the literal hell known as the first semester of grade 9, I needed this video. This was where my friendships with IMC3 and Koigawa really got going. going. We've made a ton of videos since, including one that you may or may not see later that is completely standout. If I ranked this video, it would definitely be at number 12. And the editing, oh my god, the editing, it was so perfect. This video released, I believe, in grade 11, arguably during one of the peak eras of the channel. Definitely one of the peak eras for me. I was just so broken when we filmed it, but I mean, as crazy as this is to say, I guess the right answer was in front of me the entire time. It's a very, very special project, and it turned out perfect. I'll be real, Games Free didn't get good until 2021 and 2022, but Games Free 2022 video number 8 as a grand finale to what was one of my longest running series, this thing is an absolute banger. Definitely the best Forza video on the channel. A race for the ages, shot during the absolute legend known as Summer 2022. If you know, you know. There's actually a lot of references to what I'll quickly call the 9-year journey in this video, which makes it extra special. Not too many videos have them, but just the energy of the race. The fact that I knew how to race. The editing was pretty spot on for the content, plenty of little jokes thrown throughout. I know Wildcrafters did his best to make it interesting, and it definitely paid off. It was truly a classic and would be ranked at number 11, but it isn't the best Games Free video, despite barely missing out on the list. That honor goes to Games Free 2022 video number 7. I'll be honest here. Video number 7 and video number 8 were neck and neck for the final spot, but I gave it to number 7 because of how special this video actually is. Our first champ tournament win. It's been 2 years since this win, but nothing I've ever done in a video game has meant as much as this did. After whatever the hell the second semester of grade 11 was, and to be honest, I didn't know things were only about to get much worse for the next 2 weeks, right at the start of another year of, again, the 9-year journey. This video meant, and still means, the world to me. It's probably one of the most special videos on the page today. Hell, I'll go back and watch this in the heart of final exams in uni just to cheer myself up. The fact that we got this win, that we got it all on video and we never expected it, that it wasn't just an easy road and we had to fight overtime after overtime, and the fact that I did it with a close friend, it was just how I would have imagined it. The editing was there, the intensity and the drama was there, the gameplay was the highest it's ever been at. Everything about this video is so special and it will always stay that way. This right here is the best one of my Rocket League gameplays. Shockingly, the only gameplay that makes the list, and compared to the others, to be honest, it's not even close. All right, this one might be a surprise. A project that was not meant to take an extremely long amount of time, a project that I edited mid-uni and was supposed to be like a mini thank you video, is number 9 on the list. But to be honest, it makes sense. The 9 years on YouTube special, just hearing what everyone had to say about this channel and how fun it's been and how much of an impact it's had, this is that one video that's gonna bring a tear to my eye one day. Of all the year on YouTube specials, this one, even I knew years before going in, was going to be the most special one. It meant more than 10. 9 was my hockey number. 9 was the number of years I played hockey. 9 was the number of years I was involved with the 9-year journey. And I remember thinking, I want to do something special for 9, and that's what we did. So many people came back. Juju's Overnight Zero, Broman, Frag 10, Terrarian 21, Akimbo, Skips, Relevant, I'm Still Leva, Forza Pro, Wildcrafters, Nova, Koigawa, Super Creeper, and IMC3. Basically, every single person who was vitally important to the channel's history was here. The tone was perfect. The Galaxy soundtrack worked wonderfully. Everyone gave such great messages and thoughts. It was so great to relive the channel's best moments through everyone else. The joke from Forza Pro in the middle was perfect, and we had so much fun filming that skit too. And of course, IMC3's part. This is by far my favorite part of the video. Yes, C3 is one of my best friends off camera, but just the way he spoke and the way he talked about it and how he did it. That was the one part of the video where I really edited it. And to be honest, I still remember sending this video to one of my friends. I sent her a DM about it. I think I'd only recently told her the channel, and I just sent C3's part. I was that proud of this video. In the end, this is a project I'll always look at happily. And it might be shocking to see it this high, but to me, this video will always hold a special place in my heart. Oh my god, Fireflies. This again might be a bit of a shock, and it's not one of the videos you'd probably think of when you think of my channel. It's a montage, and a pretty heavily edited one at that, which is basically the only reason I'm ranking it higher than the 9 years YouTube special. And my god, it's amazing. It's kind of like the 4 years on YouTube special and the 100 subscribers special, but it's so much more special and impactful. This video released on June 27th, 2022. There's a video that I released called Where I've Been that was released right before. I do plan to talk about grade 11 on another video, and I talked about it a little bit, but there's something to know about high school classes, and it's if you get a bad teacher, which I definitely did here, it can ruin the whole semester. I was basically in complete hell at the end of grade 11. Nothing was going right, and I was miserable. Fireflies came out right at the end of that, and it was a thank you of sorts, and my god, it was just wonderful. The clips that I picked were perfect. All of my favorite clips with friends, regardless of how old they were and what drama might have happened around there, regardless if the video had even come out yet, like Mario Bros. Wii Battle Royale, of course ending it with clip blowing me up because, you know, it had to. Amazing passing plays, and honestly, this video was just kind of like a platonic love letter to my friends as a thank you. And especially considering how impactful and amazing summer 2022 and 2023 would be, actually all of 2023 for that matter, thanks to that summer camp I mentioned earlier. This video is always a symbol of that, especially considering that journey started the day after Fireflies released. It's a beautiful video and something I would recommend everyone to check out. Underrated. If there's one word to describe the NHL Scribble It video, it's underrated. My NHL videos don't do as great as my other content, which to be honest, that's kind of to be expected. It's not the main focus of my channel, but these videos were awesome. There's a Scribblet video I did with Juice as a sequel to this one. I already talked about Questionable NHL, and there's of course the Game 7 video I just released, but the original Scribblet video is amazing. Super Creeper is so good at being entertaining, and he completely made so many of these videos work, and especially this one. Thanks to his lack of spelling and both our lack of drawing abilities and our desire to joke about John Tavares and the New York Islanders and basically anything, this video is hilarious to look back on. This is one of those videos that I'll be cooking dinner in uni, and I'll just put this back on in the background, and despite being a fairly lighter edited video compared to some of the other videos on this list, it's just awesome. There's not much to say. It's just really good, and that John Tavares part was hilarious. MTX Gaming was a complete juggernaut for its entire existence. Everything about this community was so amazing, minus the random fights in its first week of existence. Those all sucked, but it was all so worth it because this video completely validated MTX's existence. This video, Among Us but MTX Gaming, was hands down some of the most fun I've ever had recording or streaming. Everything about this video was just so awesome. The absolute chaos of us all screaming at each other and Wildcrafters being too good at the game, Super Creeper being funny as usual, the ultimate imposter duo between me and Forza Bro, Jaden and Quinox joining along for the ride, and of course, sneaking skips into the game. And everything that caused with me getting voted out right away because they decided to troll. Don't get me wrong, the first Among Us video was great, but this one was on another level. The editing was perfect. Everything about it was so funny, and it's another one I'll also watch while making dinner in uni. If you ever want to watch a video and just laughed, this is the one I'd pick. Come on, did you really think this video wouldn't make the list? New Super Mario Bros. Wii Battle Royale is an absolute juggernaut and is the best pure gameplay video on this channel. Spoiler, the rest are montages. And the craziest thing about all of this is it barely happened. C3 was sick. We were wearing masks. There's a picture of us filming this video and we're all wearing masks. That's why the audio sounds really blown up. This video was shot on June 21st, the end of the disaster known as that one class in grade 11 I mentioned earlier, and all I have to say is it was so funny. I guess the 6 months edit this video really did pay off. Think of it this way. You put 3 speedrunners in a room and force them to play Mario and try and kill each other in the game. There will be consequences. And of course, I am C3 and Koigawa. These two I'm both really close with, and they made this video happen. If I did the video with anyone else, it just wouldn't be the same. This is absolutely the most fun I've ever had recording a video, and definitely the funniest video on my channel today. Color. I think everyone knew that this video was going to be on the list. Not as many montages made the cut this time. I mean, half the list is montages, but still, there's so many more now. There's not many returning from the previous best rankings video. Color is one of the new ones, and definitely one of the most relevant, and my god, this video is spectacular. After MTX Gaming Team montage number 4, which is generally considered by me to be a failure, I slowed down the pace of my montages, and Color was right in that phase where I was kind of trying to figure it out, and it matched the song perfectly. Color is an absolutely banger track, one that aged perfectly, which helps the montage, but the other part is the clips. Oh my god. The difference between the clips in the MTX Plays Mega Rocket League montage, which was the one that preceded this, and Color is night and day. Color's clips are spectacular. Most of them came from when I was really grinding the game back in 2021, and even looking back, these are still some really good shots. All the double taps, which we literally call blade shots, the ceiling shots. I think there's even a flip reset in this video, and the passing plays, especially the passing plays, are some of my best. The only downside is it's fairly slow paced, and some of the clips don't hold up super well, but the editing was just so well done. It's a video I'm really proud of, and one I will be for a very long time. Now we're talking. The MTX Wildcrafters montage is amazing. I did edit this video. Yes, it's not my montage, but I edited it, so it counts. Released on July 27th, 2021 as a birthday gift for Wildcrafters, this video is just spectacular. I do think Memory Bank is a better song than Color, which is part of the reason why this video ranks higher, but again, the pacing is a little bit quicker and it, again, matches perfectly. Wildcrafters' clips, to be honest, we watched this video very recently and it still holds up really well. These shots are better than anything I could do still, but for the time especially, it was amazing. It was so great to look back at all his clips and all of our passing plays. I took these all from MTX montages and it was a really great surprise for him. To be honest, a lot of what I said about Color also applies here. It's just a really edited montage, but because of the pacing, I'll give it a bit of an advantage. This video is still outstanding and it's gonna stay that way for a long time. Play it loud. This may be a shock to see this high up, but when I compared it to Color and the MTX Wildcrafters montage, it was obvious this one was a step up, and a pretty considerable one at that. Everything about Play It Loud was so intentional and thought out. It was my first video after finishing my first year of university. It was the first Rocket League montage since Color, a 2.5-year wait. And not only was it the first Rocket League montage since Color, it was the first montage since Color. It was the first standard video in a really long time. The 9 Years in Your Special was the newest Blaze video before it. Even the little details, stuff like the name, which wasn't after the song, but was instead after something else. The song, which was Ghosts and Stuff, which always represented Play It Loud. Everything down to the release release date was so intentional and sentimental. And the editing, oh my god, the editing. This is my best edited project ever. The pacing was near perfect. Sure, some clips are a little fast, but I loved it. The speed ramps were so well done overall. It gives Play It Loud a true identity compared to my other Rocket League montages. I had so much fun editing this video. Ghost and Stuff is such a banger, and it all worked out so well. Hell, when I joined a hackathon club where I'd be editing videos, I actually submitted Play It Loud as proof of my work and got into that club, and I got Play It Loud to thank for that. And the clips, dare I say, better than color, which really surprised me. I thought color had the higher quality clips initially. The clips in this video were just outstanding. So many double taps, ceiling shots, a few ground plays, and 2 whole flip resets. That was a big deal. Everything about Play It Loud, after everything I went through in first year, was so good. The perfect time and the perfect video. This one will probably always be my best pure Rocket League montage. Oh my god, it's at the top. When I ranked the best videos on my channel in 2020, the best from MTX Gaming, which I'll refer to as MTX Montage 3 for simplicity's sake, was ranked in at number 2. I even said this montage might not age well, and well, would you look at that? It's at number 1 now. Okay, look, is the editing quality worse than Color, the Wildcrafters montage, and Play It Loud? Yeah, pretty obviously. Are the quality of the clips worse? Yeah, also pretty obviously. But thanks to Robbie and a lot of the COD clips, we had some pretty decent stuff in here. It's just my clips that sucked. But this montage is so special and so close to my heart. Even if it's nostalgia glasses, when I rewatched this video before making this one, I just knew this was the one at the top. The inclusion of Therapy as the song is a lot of what puts this video at the top for me. It's my favorite song of all time, but that can't detract from this just being an overall great montage. I said it was super fast back in 2020, and while I somewhat agree, I wouldn't say the montage is super fast. I would say it's perfect speed. The pacing matches the lyrics so well, and while you can tell it's an earlier montage, I mean there's a lot of lull time, it works quite well, and to be honest, it's just so close to my heart. There's something about this one that is just special. There's something here, the song being a banger, the clips being good, and most of all, it was released at the perfect time. July 20th, 2020 was arguably when MTX was at its peak. It was in the middle of the pandemic, the server was buzzing with the activity, none of us could go outside, so we were having a lot of fun in this server, and I think it really showed with this montage. It will always be one of my favorite videos. It will always be what my montages strive to be towards, and as of now, yeah, I might be a little nostalgia glasses and it might be a controversial pick, but it's still the best video I've ever made. Well, if I've got one thing to say now, it's that all of these videos are thankfully better than HUD expansion. Let me know if any of these picks surprised you, and if you'd like to see more videos like this in the comments below. I'll try to post more videos in uni, but I've got a pretty packed schedule. We'll just see where the year takes me. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn notifications so you never miss one of my videos. That's a wrap this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.